Ako urong dito, and I said I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency.
Hukong ng pagbabago, hukong ng pagbabago, pag-asenso, hukong ng pagbabago, pamanaon, hukong ng pagbabago, katawan ang nasayo.
Good morning, Malacañang Press Corps. Kasama na natin si Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Salvador Panelo. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph Morong. Welcome back.
Ikaw daw ang first
I'm ready.
question. Joseph?
Sir, you had a late dinner with the president, you said? You
The
had
other night.
Yeah. Can you share some policy directions you might have talked about first?
Wala, puro lang ano yun, chika.
Okay. So,
Galing kasi kami sa official courtesy call of MNLF Chairman Misuari and ano ba yan, yung MWSS. Saka yung mga Maynila at saka Manila Water.
Okay.
Doon kami galing doon.
all right, sir. Can I focus on the Chairman Misuari? Yesterday, he said that the Chairman Misuari said something like, if the federalism won't prosper, he's prepared to go to war. How are we taking that kind of statement from the chairman?
Maybe I can respond to that by sharing to you the response of the president. He said that he understood where the chairman was coming from, and he reminded him that federalism issue would be up to Congress, and he suggested that his group creates a panel of 5 members, and the government side the same number, and they will meet and discuss whatever the product of that discussion. They will have a one-on-one meeting, and then he said, after which we will celebrate for its success, and if it fails, we will die together. That was the response from the president.
Is that
In other words, what he's saying is, because the chairman said, I will go to war, which means if he goes to war, then he will be fighting the government. So if he's fighting the government and the head of the government is the president, they would be fighting with each other.
Is that the
That
president?
is what he meant.
Is that the president just being literary as he's prone to do?
No, he was very serious in that.
I mean, I'm referring to the if it fails, we die together.
Yeah, because he was saying that if federalism fails, we'll go to war and assert our independence.
All right.
That is tantamount to fighting the government.
Okay. This five-member panel, sir, from both the NLF side and the government side.
Despite what?
The five-member panel?
Yes.
Okay. The end goal is to what? To come up with inputs
Yes.
to the federalism
Because
initiative.
he wants to know from the MNLF side what kind of mechanism does it want, whether just like the BOL or whatever.
Okay. Because if I recall it correctly, sir, right now the proposal is to have a Bangsamoro federal state, correct? Maybe 13 or 18 federal states, one of which will be the Bangsamoro. How will the MNLF fit into that? Because ang sinasabi natin, sir, is that the BOL is in preparation for the Bangsamoro government, right? So it's a practice, parliamentary form of government and all that. Is Chairman Misuari talking about a separate territory for the MNLF?
I don't know what maybe what we should do is just to wait for whatever proposal it has, the MNLF, with the government.
And just one last point. Chairman Misuari is saying that he's prepared to go to war. We don't see any problem with that kind of maybe declaration. It's just figure of
Well,
speech again.
the Muslim rebellion has been there for so many decades, and we have confronted it. We have fought with them, and the republic remains as it is now.
Okay, just
We have won over them,
one.
meaning to say we didn't lose the war.
Sige, sir, yun muna for the meantime.
Ina.
Sir, may binigay po bang time, deadline, let's say si Chairman Misuari, on how long he's willing to wait for yung federalism?
Wala naman. Wala, he didn't give a deadline. But he's confident that because he reminded the president that federalism was one of the promises he made to the electorate. And he is confident that within the 3-year remaining term of the president, federalism would fit in.
So the chairman said that he wants it done under the watch of
Yes.
President Duterte.
Yes, definitely. That was his
Okay. Sir, how does
statement.
Sir, how does Malacañang assess the capabilities of the MNLF if it does, let's hope not, launch a war against the government? Because I understand the MNLF, it's believed to have different factions. How would you assess the capabilities of the faction of the group of Chairman Misuari?
Well, at its strongest during the 70s and 80s, we prevailed over them.
Right now,
Oh, with more reason. Kung noon, nagkahati-hati na nga sila, di ba?
can you expound on that a bit, sir, again?
No, the original Muslim group was the MNLF. And then that splintered to MILF, and then we have the BG something. Dumami yan eh. So, nagkahiwa-hiwalay na sila. So, di humina, kumbaga.
So, mahina sila ngayon. That's what you're saying. If they do,
If you will compare it to the original United Front,
thank you, sir.
Deo, then Rose.
but
Deo
certainly,
de Guzman.
let me add to that, we would not want to reach that stage. Both sides would want peace, and that is precisely, we had the BOL, and we had to deal with other Muslim rebellious groups.
Sir, good morning po.
Yeah.
Hindi niyo po i-consider as a blackmail yan kay Presidente,
No.
yung threat ni...
He's just expressing his, and it's, I think, it is to our advantage that he's telegraphing his plans at this early.
So, hindi niyo po i-consider as real threat itong MNLF sa government?
No, sir. I don't think so. I think
So-
he just want to express his disappointment that until now, federalism is not still in place.
So hindi po big deal yung warning ni Misuari kay Presidente para sa inyo na sakaling hindi po pumasa ang federalism, they would wage war?
Any threat publicly expressed by anyone is always viewed upon as a serious concern by the government.
So kay Presidente po sinabi ni Misuari yon, and it's a serious thing. So meron po bang magiging action ang government to counter that statement by
He responded in kind.
MNLF?
He said, if it fails, we will be dying together.
Wala pong order sa
No,
military?
there is none.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Rose then Pia.
Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir, hindi ba ito, yung statement po ni Chairman Misuari, hindi ba ito maituturing na insulto sa peace-loving citizens sa buong bansa kasi federalism yung binanggit niya? Yung ganung
No.
statement, sir.
I do not think so.
Considering, sir, na may kaso pa siyang rebellion, 'di ba? Meron siyang warrant, 'di ba? Inano lang ni presidente. Coming from a Muslim leader na close kay presidente, pero pag ordinaryong tao po yung magsasalta ng ganun, I'm sure baka kinasuhan na yan ng authorities. Pero yung ganyang personality na sa mismong presidente pa sinabi, hindi ho ba ito nakaka-insulto sa otoridad ng isang presidente?
In the first place, actually, it's not even a threat. He's just expressing what they will do in the event that what they want, as far as they're concerned, that's the best solution to the problem in Mindanao. In other words, they're saying, if you force us against the wall, this is what we will do. And that has been what they've been doing at the inception of the rebellion.
Hindi ho kaya ito makaka-encourage sa iba pang grupo o ibang emerging rebel leader na mag-aklas laban sa gobyerno kapag hindi nila nagustuhan yung sitwasyon?
No naman, because sino pa bang mga remaining rebel groups? The MILF, okay na. Yung, sino pa yung isa? Bangsa. Mukha namang kasama rin nila yon sa MILF. Parang splinter group yun ng MILF, di ba? No, but that's a splinter group also. All of these are splinter groups coming from originally the MNLF. Henry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Si Pia, follow up, then RJ, Julian, Henry.
Sir, as far as the President is concerned, gaano ba ka-relevant or ka-significant si Nur Misuari in advancing peace in Mindanao?
Oh, he's very relevant. He has a potent force there. Malaki ang grupo niya.
Could you explain why, sir? Because you said na hindi na ganon kalakas ang MNLF as
Ang ibig
compared
sabihin,
to
as
before.
compared, kung halimbawa 100% dati sila, nagati-hati. So, 50% na lang siya. Malaki pa rin ang 50%. You must remember that it was, Misuari is viewed as the father of the Muslim rebellion. He started it. All these leaders now came all from him. Mga subordinates lang niya lahat yun eh. Puro aral sa kanya.
So as far as the President is concerned, Nur Misuari is still capable of staging a rebellion against the government?
Well, any rebel group that has arms would be capable. Whether or not it will succeed is another question. We are capable of thwarting any attempt.
Sir, ulitin ko lang yung question. Does the government still see MNLF as a credible threat against the government?
Any rebellious group that is armed and has asserted itself to be wanting independence is a serious concern with respect to us.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay, RJ, Julie, Henry, and then Tuesday.
Sir, the creation of a panel was the president's suggestion, right?
Yes.
So what was the response of Mr. Misuari?
Yes. In fact, he was very happy with the response of the president. He shook his hand and embraced him.
Did he have his own suggestion to how they can start again talking on federalism?
No, he had no suggestion.
So how long can
he agreed with the proposal that they create panel each for each side.
How long can he wait for federalism, though, sir?
Well, he said he hopes that it will be in place within the 3-year remaining years.
Otherwise, there will be war.
He said, I will go to war.
And the president was okay with it.
Oh,
He's
may
ready to
response
die
naman
for
siya.
it.
And then we celebrate if we will succeed. And as a response to that, going to war, then we will die fighting each other.
And in your language, that's not a threat.
Which one?
Mr. Misuari's war.
The president's response is also a threat.
But
Kung you consider that as a threat,
He
that is
represents the government.
That is a counter threat.
he represents the government, sir.
Ha? Oh, ibig sabihin, lalabanan kita. Oh, yan ang ibig sabihin ni Presidente. Lalabanan mo gobyerno, dinlabanan din kita.
Okay.
Yan ang ibig sabihin nun.
Julie.
But knowing the chairman, who has been fighting for a peaceful solution in Mindanao, and knowing the deep, friendly relationship between the two leaders, I'm confident that there will be an agreement, modus vivendi, between the two sides, and we will have peace in Mindanao.
Sir, after the government completes BOL, how will federalism in Mindanao, if it pushes through, affect the autonomy of the BARM?
We do not know it yet because it's Congress who will be passing federalism.
But
We do not know what kind of model.
But
what
looking
kind-
forward, sir, if it's indeed passed by Congress,
But we will
how
be
do you think?
speculating, hindi natin alam exactly kung anong klase yan, how in relation to BOL. We will just be giving educated guess.
Can the Philippine government afford to give autonomy to another group?
Eh, binibigyan na nga natin yung autonomy under the BOL.
Yeah,
Diba?
but to MNLF, can the Philippine government afford it?
If we can afford to give it to one group,
Yeah, to another group like the
oh,
MNLF.
basta pareho lang, kung pareho lang ng BOL, palagi ko wala namang masama doon.
Sir, going back to the threat issue, isn't the Mr. Misuari's statement of they will go to war if federalism is not pushed, isn't it like a few hairs close to inciting to sedition? Why is the Philippine government going soft on this?
Come again?
Yung sinabi po ni Mr. Misuari that they will go to war if federalism is not pushed, isn't it a little bit too close to inciting to rebellion?
No. You know, alam mo si Misuari is a literary man. He was a professor in UP. Magaling sumulat yan, magaling magsalita. Kumbaga ano lang yun. Magaling siyang pumili ng mga salita. Eh magaling din pumili ng salita si Presidente. Ang ganda rin ng sagot eh. In fact, I was telling him, I like your response.
So we should
Kaya pati si Misuari, believe din sa response. Ang galing.
we should not take it literally, sir. Sir, hindi dapat gawing i-take literally
Between
yun.
friends, I think okay lang yung dalawa. Magkaibigan naman talaga yung dalawang yun ever since.
Okay, still on Misuari, Henry, and Tuesday, and Ace. I mean, Raymond. Henry.
Secretary. I'm here, sir.
Oh, bakit ba nandiyan ka ngayon? You were
Sabi
ousted.
maganda.
Para maganda yung katabi ko, sir, si Bernadette.
Wow! Talaga, ha?
Wala na akong ma-adlib, sir. Anyway, BIFF, you said, kasama nila
meaning ng MILF. Is that what you're saying?
Ang alam ko galing sila dyan. Sa
Okay.
MI.
MI.
Mga anak ng MI yan.
So anak ng MI, pero hanggang ngayon ba kasama pa ng MI ang
Hindi ko alam.
BIFF?
Isa lang naman ang mga paniniwala ng mga yan, di ba?
But-
Parang ang pagkakaalam ko, kaya lang nagkakaroon ng split. Not because of ideology, but because of question of leadership. Pilipino, di ba? Mga Pilipino. Sa Amerika, ang daming grupo, puro naman Pilipino, ang daming organization.
Oh, pero as far as the palace is concerned, ano ang talagang pagtingin ninyo sa BIFF?
Para-pareho yan, rebellious groups. Kaya nga ginagawa ni Presidente, kinakausap niya lahat.
Okay. So malinaw, you're not saying hindi sila kasama sa ngayon.
Hindi sila kasama sa ngayon dahil di pa naman sila
Okay.
wala silang statement or
Alright.
anything.
Para maitulak yung federalism, kailangan ng action ng Kongreso, right, Secretary?
Correct.
Pero as far as the Senate is concerned, ang sinasabi nila, consider it dead.
Sa ngayon, may eleksyon Paano kung may mga bagong senador? Hindi natin alam.
Mayroon bang
You know, the
gagawin?
political winds in this country change when leaders change.
Okay. May gagawin bang pakiusap ang Pangulo sa membro ng Kongreso at Senado para ma-accommodate itong gusto ni Ginoong Misuari?
The President has already made his statement on this ever since. Kampanya pa lang alam na nila. So alam na ng mga senador. We will leave it to them.
Okay. Last question. Paano tatanggapin ng buong bayan yung banta ni Misuari? Seryoso o hindi? Buong bayan, not the President, not the Palace.
Hindi natin alam kung how the people will react to that.
Hindi, pero
Some would be taking it as an empty threat. Some as a rhetoric threat. Depende kung anong tingin.
Hindi, pero as far as...
Malalaman natin yan kung anong feedback after ma-ilagay sa dyaryo. How people will react.
Okay, but you as a lawyer, as a spokesperson, seryoso ba ito o hindi?
Sa akin, at tingin ko, he was just expressing his sentiment, his disappointment that a campaign promise has not been fulfilled as of this time. Parang yun lang ang dating sa akin.
So seryoso?
Seryoso yung disappointment niya. Whether the threat is real or not is another thing.
All right, thank you.
Okay, still on Misuari, Tuesday, Bombo, Pia, and then Ace.
Sir, question. Paano ba dapat tratuhin si Misuari considering na may mga pending cases pa nga siya?
Well, even if the constitutional presumption of innocence applies to everyone. So as far as the law is concerned, he's presumed innocent. So you deal with him as an innocent man.
And how special is Misuari to the President, sir?
Everyone to the president is special because
lang.
he respects every citizen of the land.
Another question, sir, is Misuari, as far as I remember, sir, nag-enter siya into an agreement, peace agreement with the government during Ramos time but failed. At
Ramos time ba o panahon pa ni Marcos yun?
Ramos, sir. Tapos, sir, hindi naging matagumpay and in fact, yung mga kasamahan niya nagalit sa kanya, nag-class kaya nagkaroon ng MILF. So, paano natin pwedeng pagkatiwalaan si Misuari ngayon?
Bakit si Miss Warren may kasalanan nun?
Yung credibility, sir. For a...
Teka muna, why? Kasi he entered into an agreement and some of the leaders disagreed with him.
Yeah.
That's why they split. Ano bang agreement in the first place?
Yes.
O hindi ba natuloy naman yung ARM?
Leadership, credibility, and then the Zamboanga siege, siya ang nanguna. So ngayon may panibago siyang threat na he will go to war again. So paano pa natin siya pagtitiwalaan, sir?
Hindi, it's not a question of pagtitiwala. A government should look at those declaring to be an enemy of the state as a serious concern. Hindi mo, what do you mean, titiwala ko sa'yo? Kung nilalabanan mo, ano mong, ang issue dun lalabanan mo ako, di lumabang ka, kaya kita.
Hindi pa ba sir sapat na pruweba na tinake over niya yung Zamboanga? Mayroong mga kasamahan siyang nag-aklas because of his management or mismanagement sa grupo nila.
Hindi pa natin alam yung kung anong reason, the whys and the wherefores of that. Kasi, as you said, may kaso. So, hindi pa natin alam. Hindi pa natin alam kasi from his side, ang sinasabi niyang naririnig ko noon sa kanila, sila daw ang inatake. Self-defense lang daw sila. So, madalit sabi, it's the court that will decide kung ano talaga nangyari doon.
Okay.
Okay, Raymond, Pia, then Ace.
Sir, in the first place, do you see any sense or any value to the reason of Mr. Misuari to stage a war? Is the federalism, whether to fail or not, enough reason to stage a war?
As far as he's concerned, if what he said was true or serious, di yan ang kanyang line.
So, until now, he is still considered to be a friend of the president?
Oh, yes, no.
Threatening?
When they parted, they were not only handshaking, they were embracing each other.
Even directly threatening for a war?
May sagot naman si Presidente. Sabi ko nga sa'yo, baka rhetoric lang yun. Expression of
So
anxiety.
freedom of expression.
Kasama yun.
Sir, pero do you still see his force a force to reckon?
I have no personal knowledge of the strength of the MNLF. That is for the Department of National Defense to determine.
And how old is Mr. Misuari?
How
As
old?
far as you know.
Hindi ko alam.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Pia, paabot ng microphone, please. Thank you, Raymond.
Sir, itong sinabi ni Presidente kagabi on Nur Misuari's
The other
threat.
night,
Can
yung
this
gabi sa rally.
Yes, sir. Sir, can this be seen also as a warning of President Duterte to lawmakers to expedite the passage of federalism, tsaka sa public to accept federalism, or else there's a possibility na magkaroon ng gera sa Pilipinas?
Well, not really. He's just relating an incident that happened the night previous. Ikwento niya lang.
So it's not like a strategy for federalism to be more palatable, or parang the public should see the necessity of having a federalism as soon as possible, kung hindi magkakaroon tayo ng gera?
Hindi naman. If you see it that way, if you're a member of Congress, wala tayong magagawa kung yun ang kanilang tingin.
Sa ngayon, sir, wala pa bang directive si President Duterte to lawmakers to expedite the passage of federalism?
Wala. Wala akong, none that I know of.
As far as you are concerned, sir, the President will wait
Wala
for
siyang
the
sinasabing
actions.
gano'n. Besides, he does not interfere with Congress.
And he will not interfere. Yan yung sinabi niya, sir.
Kasi yun ang kanilang work eh.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, last on Misuari. Ace.
Secretary, the President talked about forming a panel to
Yes.
discuss the issues of Nur Misuari. Meron na po bang mabubuong panel? May members na ba?
Wala pa alam. Ano pa lang yung suggestion?
How soon can we create a panel?
Let's see. As soon as it is created, we will share it with you.
So wala pa ngayon?
Wala pa.
Okay. Thank you, Sec.
Okay, other issue, Nestor.
Sir, on the budget. Senate Majority Leader Mig Subiri is urging Malacañang to quote, exert pressure on the House of Representatives to finally end the impasse on the 2019 national budget, while ako Bicol Representative Alfredo Garbin said the President should issue a quote, strong pronouncement, unquote, to break the budget impasse. You mentioned before, sir, that Malacañang will not make any move after Congress leaders failed to reach a consensus
It won't.
following their meeting with President Duterte. But you also mentioned in your previous press briefing that the President could always persuade if national interest is at stake. So what's your take now, sir?
Well, the president is not making any move. His last statement was, solve it on your own.
But national interest is at stake, sir, since many of the government's program are stalled because of this reenacted budget.
Well, if national interest is concerned, then I suppose every member of Congress knows that. And they have to respond to the needs of the times.
Okay.
Okay, may follow-up sa budget? Okay, another issue.
Sir, on another issue, the president has terminated the appointment paper of Labor Secretary Bello and 4 other members of the government peace panel. What does this mean? Is the president no longer interested in pursuing peace talks with the communist rebels?
No, according to General Galvez, new panels will be created, localized, with sectoral representatives, local government units, and military.
Follow-up. Other issue? MPC? Joseph, may follow-up. Ikaw na. Okay, microphone, Nestor Pehiram.
So, sir, yung kay Chairman Nur, so this is another set of peace talks?
Yes, in a way, yes. They will be discussing how to solve the lingering rebellion in that part of the archipelago.
Ate, shift ako.
May follow-up pa?
Ate na ngayon tawag mo kaya.
Ate tanong.
Miss
Okay.
Ignacio?
Ate ha?
Ate na lang. ate.
Yusek
Ate
Ignacio.
ka na
I'm
ngayon,
so
ha?
sorry. Pardon me, Yusek Ignacio. Can I shift
Ate
to
lang.
another topic? Sir, yung 1 billion na shabu na nakita na huli sa Muntinlupa and may mga Chinese na mga
Hindi ko yata alam yan. Kailan yan? Kahapon?
kahapon, sir. Weekend ba? 1 billion, sir, worth of shabu.
Yung Muntinlupa?
Oh, sir. Isa sa isang mall and then there's a follow-up operation in a subdivision where they got the remaining shabu. In total is 1 billion, sir. Chinese yung mga suspects. Question, sir. Why are they very comfortable to conduct their operations here given that we have a very aggressive drug campaign?
I don't know how to respond to that because it's a question of why are they comfortable. I don't even know whether or not they're comfortable or not.
1 billion, sir, worth of shabu. They have a laboratory here in the subdivision.
We will leave it to the PNP, the PDEA, and the AFP
Would you,
to confront the problem at hand.
any help that we're getting from China in terms of maybe apprehending their nationals operating here?
Would you come again?
Would you consider, sir, cutting the trees instead of the branches? Meaning, how is China helping us with this problem? Because they're a friend.
From what I know is Chinese government and our government are exchanging intelligence information with respect to terrorism and war against drugs and piracy.
So they're helping us naman.
Oh, yes.
Okay, sige po.
Ace. Follow-up ka, Tina. Follow-up ka. Si Tina muna. Oh,
Punta
sige.
ba kayo mamaya sa mga dalawang events, Presidente? Sa Hindi, dalawa lang. Bakit? Ano yung pangatlo? Hindi ko alam. Ha?
4, 4:30, and then 7. Good luck to all of us.
Hindi, ano yung 4? Yung 4 sa Bonifacio. Meron pa ba sa Libingan? Sa Marawi? Hindi ko alam yung sa Libingan. Alam ko yung sa Bonifacio.
Okay, Sec. Some groups who are against the construction of the Kaliwa Dam are asking ES Medialdea and DFA Secretary Locsin to release the details of the contracts and deals between the MWSS and Chinese companies, and they are convinced that they may have some unfair provisions and could damage the environment. Are we ready to release the details of the
Did
deal?
you request from the executive secretary?
According to the reports here, they came up with an FOI. It's a group led by Jokno, Chel.
Then they should formally request for that. Oh, may response ba? Wala pa naman yata.
But are we willing to disclose the details para lang
I will leave it to the executive secretary since the letter is addressed to him. I will not preempt his response.
But para sa transparency, bukas ba kayo sa paglabas ng info na yun? Because you previously said, yung mga Chinese deals, we are open to releasing.
Again, I will not preempt the executive secretary since the letter is addressed to him.
So up to him.
We'll wait for him.
Okay, thank you, Sec.
Okay, mag-last question na Tina. Tina Mendez, Tina Maralit, and then RJ.
Tina.
Sir, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry appealed to the government to observe due process in dealing with non-compliance issues related to environmental concerns dun sa Manila Bay rehabilitation.
What do they mean by due process?
Sir, naapektuhan daw yung businesses dun sa arbitrarily closure ng mga business establishments. Any comments? Naapektuhan yung mga businesses pagka...
Kasama ba sila doon sa mga non-compliant?
Sir, ang appeal lang nila, while they support it, sana wag agad-agad isara.
Hindi mo po pwedeng mag-aantay tayo kung masyado ng grabe ang problema ng Manila Bay. After all, if they are non-compliant, they're the ones who created the mess themselves.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, Tina Maralit.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Hingi lang po ng reaction regarding dun sa comment ni Jose Maria Sison regarding the cancellation of appointments of the peace panel. According to him, this just proves that the president has no real interest in the peace process. And two, it's a tyrannical move brought by his obsession to establish a fascist dictatorship. Your
Nasaan
reaction,
ba
sir?
yung nagtatanong? Kanina ko pa hinahanap.
Sir, dito ako.
Hindi kita nakikita.
Sir, laki ko, hindi mo.
Wala, kasi naka-block ka. Tapos block pa yung mic mo, kaya wala akong makita. Anyway.
Sir, yun, reaction po dun sa sinabi
Ano ba sabi ni
Joma?
Joma?
Na the president daw po has no real interest in the peace process by canceling the appointments of the peace panel. And then second, it's a tyrannical move daw po brought by his obsession to establish a fascist
He
dictatorship.
read it wrongly. Kaya nga, there will be creation of many panels, localized. O di lalo na nga, pabrusa ka kanila.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, RJ, Ace, and then last question na tayo kay Henry.
On the creation of the peace panel, sir, localized peace panel, right? Who will be the members?
From there will be sectoral representatives, local government units, and the military. Yung tatlong yan.
So what would be the procedure?
Ay, hindi ko alam kung ano yung procedure. Basta yun ang sinabi ni Secretary Galvez.
Sir, iba pa ito sa task force on the localized peace talks. This is different from that.
Hindi ko alam yun. I'll ask him. Kailangan magbigay siya ng...
Kailan magsa-start, sir?
I'll have to ask him. Hindi ko alam
Alright,
yung
thank you.
process niya.
Okay, last question na kay Henry. Henry, pairam na microphone, please. Joseph? Hindi ka na magtatanong.
Sorry, mag-isa lang.
Ikaw, hindi na ako.
Secretary, may mabigat na pahayag si Senator Pampilo Lacson sa mga congressman regarding the national budget. Sa mga kongresista na paulit-ulit sa pagsasabi na vendetta ang aking motibo sa pag-atake sa pork barrel nila sa 2019 pambansang budget. Tama po kayo, sukdulang galit sa vendetta o nabendetta ko na nga yan sa mga katulad ninyong ganid at walang kabusugan sa pera ng mamamayang Pilipino.
Then they should respond to the statement of Mr. Lacson. Why should you be asking us of how they feel, of how they will react
It is because ang involved ho rito ay 2019 national budget.
Yeah, I know, but
you-
that's the conflict is among themselves. They have to resolve that.
You think may mga ganid at walang kabusugan sa pera mga congressman na nagpapadelay ng approval ng
As
budget?
far as Mr. Lacson is concerned, as far as we're concerned, all of them are honorable men and women of Congress,
Honorable.
unless they prove otherwise. According to Mr. Joseph Morong, they're honorable and angry. Angry. Angry.
So hindi kayo naniniwala dito sa sinasabi ni Senator Ping?
Everyone is entitled to his opinion. If that is his impression of members of Congress, then we should respect his opinion on them. I do not know what is the opinion of the members of Congress vis-a-vis him. It's between them, hindi kami makikialam niya.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, maraming salamat. Wala nang tanong. MPC, thank you, Chief Presidential Legal
Magkita tayo
Counsel
mamaya.
Salvador Panelo. Thank you, Malacañang Press Corps. Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television Network.